At least 51 people have been killed by the Israeli military across the Gaza Strip since dawn. That includes 17 in Gaza City, 1 in Jabalia, and 5, including 3 World Central Kitchen aid workers in Qnews. 7 people were killed in an Israeli raid in the Shujaya neighborhood in East Gaza City. Israeli army artillery also shelled areas north of Nuseirat refugee camp and targeted agricultural land in central Gaza. Palestinian medical sources have confirmed an Israeli airstrike on a civilian gathering in Jabalia in northern Gaza, and it killed at least 3 Palestinians and injured others. That came as the Israeli aggression since October last year has caused over 44,300 Palestinian deaths and more than 105,000 injuries, with many trapped under rubble. Despite calls from the United Nations and the ICJ for a ceasefire, Israel's attacks persist, worsening Gaza's dire humanitarian crisis. Meanwhile, a journalist has been killed after being shot by Israeli drone fire whilst present in the courtyard of Al Ahli Arab Hospital in Gaza City. This tragic incident comes just 2 weeks after another journalist was killed in an Israeli drone strike at the Jabalia refugee camp in northern Gaza. The government media office in Gaza reports that 191 journalists have been killed in Gaza. Hamas has called for an international committee to investigate the Israeli army's use of internationally banned weapons in the northern Gaza Strip. Hamas stated that it gathered horrific testimonies from doctors and residents in the besieged area, describing the evaporation of bodies following Israeli attacks. The accounts strongly indicate that Israel is using internationally prohibited weapons in its brutal 53-day extermination campaign in the northern Gaza Strip, the statement added. The US-based charity World Central Kitchen, or the WCK, has paused its operations in Gaza after a vehicle carrying its members was struck in an Israeli airstrike. The WCK stated it was heartbroken to share that a vehicle carrying employees was hit by the strike, confirming earlier claims by both Israeli and Palestinian officials. The WCK's aid deliveries in Gaza were temporarily suspended earlier this year after 7 of its workers, most of them foreigners, were killed in an Israeli airstrike.